Rockin' Out isn't just for the boys. Bro. A ton of awesome female rockers have contributed to the soundtrack of our lives over the years. Especially from one decade in particular, the 90s. Jagged Little Pill is the album that brought us hits like Ironic, Hand in My Pocket and You Oughta Know. But did you know that it's been 21 years since this album hit number 1 on August 24, 1995? To mark this anniversary, Wonderwall.com is taking a look at Alanis Morissette and more of our favorite female 90s rockers then and now. In 1996, Alanis won the Grammy for Best Rock Album as well as Album of the Year for the epic and inspiring Jagged Little Pill. Keep reading for more related, one-hit wonders of the 2000s, where are they now? Alanis Morissette announced that she was pregnant with her second child in February 2016. And on June 23, she gave birth to daughter Onyx Solace. She also has son Ever Morissette Treadway with rapper hubby Mario Treadway, aka Soli, whom she married in 2010. But let's not forget her 5-year relationship with actor Ryan Reynolds that ended in a broken engagement in 2007. These days, Alanis, 42, is focusing on motherhood. Her last album was 2012's Havoc and Bright Lights. Related, Ageless Wonders Shirley Manson is the Scottish singer who helped lead her band, Garbage, to critical and commercial acclaim with the release of a self-titled debut album in 1995 featuring hits like Stupid Girl and Only Happy When It Rains. Related, Stars You Forgot made music Shirley Manson, who turns 50 on August 26, 2016, is still rocking as hard as she was back in the 90s. The Scottish singer's band, Garbage, released its latest album, Strange Little Birds, in June 2016. Although she went solo in the late 2000s, Shirley eventually returned to making music with her mates. She has no kids and has been happily married to fellow musician and sound engineer Billy Bush since 2010. Bind I Loving. Belly-bearing blonde bombshell Gwen Stefani dominated the 90s with her pop-rock group No Doubt. In that decade alone, the band found international success with the release of third album Tragic Kingdom. Scored a number 1 hit song with Don't Speak and raked in 4 Grammy noms nowadays. Gwen Stefani, 46, is primarily known as a super successful solo artist. In the 2000s, she released 2 hit albums on her own, Love, Angel, Music, Baby and Sweet Escape, and then went back to her No Doubt bandmates in 2012 to release Push and Shove. She released another solo album, the emotional This Is What the Truth Feels Like, in 2016 after splitting with husband Gavin Rossdale in mid-2015 after he got caught up in a nanny cheating scandal. The couple, who were together for nearly 20 years, now share custody of sons Kingston, Zuma and Apollo. Despite her heartache, Gwen's now happily dating country singer Blake Shelton, whom she met while serving as a coach on The Voice. Courtney Love made a name for herself as the lead singer of her punk grunge band, Hole. In the 90s, she found mainstream fame and courted controversy following her marriage to Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain, who committed suicide in 1994. And with acting gigs in big movies like The People vs. Larry Flynt, Courtney Love, now 51, has been focused on her acting career of late with roles in 2 upcoming movies, James Franco's The Long Home and The Possibility of Fireflies. But she's never abandoned her first love, music. In 2004, she released a solo album. In 2010, another album with a reformed Hole followed. And in 2015, she toured with Lana Del Rey and released a new solo single, Miss Narcissist. Buddhist Courtney has also really cleaned up her wild child act. She's reportedly been sober since addressing her substance abuse issues with court-ordered rehab in 2007. And in recent years, she's repaired her relationship with daughter Frances Bean Cobain. In 2015, Courtney was romantically linked to arbitrage director Nicholas Uretsky. Fiona Apple's debut album, title, made her one of the most well-known female musicians of the 90s. The hit single Criminal earned her a Grammy for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance in 1997. Where You It? Fiona Apple, the 38-year-old, has been off the grid when it comes to new music. And we're pretty sad about it. She last released music, her fourth album, The Idler Wheel, way back in 2012. And it was awesome. The seemingly single star needs to give us something soon. We're waiting. Girl. Sheryl Crow's self-titled album in 1996 produced hit singles that will forever be ingrained in our memories. Great. Now we have If It Makes You Happy and Every Day Is a Winding Road super stuck in our heads. 9-time Grammy winner Sheryl Crow has been taking a well-deserved break on the music front lately after releasing 5 albums since the 90s. Her last effort, the country-tinged It Feels Like Home, became her 9th top 10 album upon its release in 2013. But since then, she's just been chillin' as the guest star or opening act on other artists' tours, including George Strait and Rascal Flatts in 2014. Motherhood has also been keeping her busy. In the late 2000s, she adopted sons Wyatt and Levi after a highly publicized broken engagement to cyclist Lance Armstrong ended in 2006. The same year, she successfully underwent treatment for breast cancer. Sheryl, now 54, has also spoken openly about living with meningioma, a benign brain tumor. Liz Phair rocked her way through the 90s after her debut album, Exile in Gively, was released to critical acclaim in 1993. She found herself with 2 Grammy noms for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance that decade for Supernova off 1994's Whipsmart and Don't Have Time off the High Learning soundtrack. Another album, Whitecoca Le Tespacig, arrived in 1998. Liz Phair's last album to date, Fun's Style, didn't do so hot when it was released back in 2010. It makes sense that we haven't seen any new music from the rocker since then. But that's not to say we don't still love her. And hey, she's still singing, currently as the opening act on the Smashing Pumpkins' 2016 Plain Song Tour. As for her personal life, the 49-year-old appears to be single. British artist PJ Harvey made waves with her first album, Dry, in 1992. She continued to rock out throughout the decade with 4 more critically beloved albums, Rid of Me, To Bring You My Love, Dance Hall at Laos Point, and Is This Desire. New music. Folks. PJ Harvey, 46, released her 9th album, The Hope 6 Demolition Project, in 2016. She hadn't put much out since her last effort, Let England Shake, arrived in 2011. Although fans rejoiced when her music was used as the soundtrack to the buzzy and dark BBC historical crime drama Peaky Blinders starting in 2013. As for her personal life, the rock star is seemingly available, having never been married or had any kids. Though her dating record isn't blank, she's been romantically linked to drummer Joe Dilworth and musician Nick Cave. Tracy Chapman may be best remembered for her 1988 single Fast Car and her 1996 hit Give Me One Reason, which earned her a Grammy for Best Rock Song. The track came off of her successful 1995 album, New Beginning. Ring any bells? Tracy Chapman, now 52, hasn't released any new music since her 2008 album Our Bright Future, with the exception of her greatest hits in 2015. But hey, she's won 4 Grammys and has enjoyed a great career. We also don't know much about her personal life, as she's always tried to keep her sexuality and romances under wraps. She also told the Associated Press in 2015 that when it comes to social media, she has no plans to join and that I don't have a smartphone. Carrie Brownstein came up in the rock world in the 90s with the all-female band Sleater-Kinney. She, Janet Weiss and Corin Tucker slayed with 4 albums in that decade alone, Sleater-Kinney. Call the Doctor. Dig Me Out and The Hot Rock. Carrie Brownstein. 41. Took a long break from Sleater-Kinney to work on her acting and writing career. In 2015, her memoir Hunger Makes Me a Modern Girl hit shelves. She and comedian Fred Armisen also developed the hit TV show Portlandia, which debuted in 2011 and is based on their Thunder Aunt skits. The openly bisexual star also appeared in the film Carol and has a slew of Saturday Night Live appearances under her belt. In 2015, Sleater-Kinney reunited for their 8th album, No Cities to Love. Up next for Carrie, she wrote and directed The Realiest Real, a short film to promote fashion label Kenzo's fall-winter campaign that will premiere during New York Fashion Week in September 2016.